Okay, we are just opening up this webinar. I see some people are joining. Welcome to the webinar. We'll get started in about a minute here. I opened it up a little early just to get people into the webinar versus the waiting room. So welcome all. And if you do hear me, I see that my microphone's working, but it's always good to get a reassurance from anyone who is currently listening or watching to let me know that you can hear me. Got a few more people coming in to the webinar. Welcome. We'll get started here in about 30 seconds. Thank you. Always happy to know that people are hearing me and I'm not talking to my wall. Great. Good to see everybody joining. Can't believe it's Thursday already for this week. Kind of flew by. So I hope everybody is having a good week and getting to wrap up their week. Alrighty now, so I am going to get started here now that everyone can hear me and hopefully see my slides. My name is Noelle Wilson and I head up the Managed Services and Customer Success Division of BrandChamp. So welcome to the BrandChamp webinar, Reward Strategies. Today we're going to look at rewarding the participants in your program, whether it be ambassadors, influencers, which can be ambassadors as well, affiliates, referral programs, or any other that you may have as the heart of your program. Over the years, I have learned what works and what doesn't work in the rewards sector of these programs. I have learned through different programs what are driving factors and what are not so much, in addition to handing out too much versus not enough. It may seem hard to achieve as you build, maintain, or even revamp your programs, but the more time you spend on your program, communicate and work with your internal teams like marketing and your financial department, I do believe you can find that perfect balance and successfully reward your participants while you gain the revenue, referrals, and more for your company through your program. I have worked in programs where we have ambassadors, influencers, and affiliates in the athletic apparel industry, supplements, food and beverage, as well as accessories of all types. And I will tell you, no industry is the same for sure. However, there are so many similarities as to what your ambassadors want out of your program, as well as others you may have participating. So let's get started and drum up some ideas to help you with your reward strategies. Be sure to stay tuned at the end of the webinar as I'd love to get your input on your reward strategy as well as any questions you may have for me. All right. First, I'd like to touch on the different programs you may be offering through your company and brands. The most common are ambassadors, influencers, affiliates, referral programs. And if you have others, please chime in with comments as I'd love to know how other companies have incorporated a program that fits your niche and helps you reach your goals. I do believe there is a different reward level for the different types of programs, and the beauty of BrandChamp is that we can incorporate those different types of programs within the platform, and your participants can be as active as you want to be, or at least according to your guidelines and terms and conditions set forth by your program, or even on a more passive level in letting the platform do the work for you and for the participants, again, based on your guidelines and your offering. Another bonus with BrandChamp is that you can combine the different offerings into one platform, which is ours, using a tiered structure depending on which plan you have within the platform. And I'll touch on that later. So let's talk about the different types of programs and how rewards may vary. Ambassadors. The ambassador is your super fan, your loyalist, your cheerleader, nano influencer, micro influencer, although some may put this in a different tier. We'll keep it here for now, and etc. They typically care most about your company, the brand, They love your offering, whether it be a product, a service, or whatever you have an ambassador program for. These participants usually care most about sharing and supporting your brand, and in my experience, love the reward experience of free product, discounted product, free shipping, social features, and shout outs. Hitting on the influencer. The influencer on a greater scale than micro is one with a huge following, say 100,000 or more, and have great engagement. The influencer typically doesn't have the same time allowance nor the same passion, although some may do, dedicated to one product line or company. Influencers are typically in a contract to position in which product seeding and cash are high on the list, all while reaching an audience based on an agreed structure of time and how the reach is conveyed, such as post versus story or whatever it may be, IGTV. The affiliate. The affiliate is pretty much all about cash in my experience. An affiliate will have a link to your site and reap the cash commission benefit once a link is clicked and converted to a purchase. Very simple. The referral program. The referrer can be kind of a mixed bag. For example, if I'm asking someone to refer customers to a service or even a brand's product, the referrer may be motivated by gift rewards, cash rewards, or products. A service, for example, such as a roofing company or a travel agent, may track referrals, but can't give everyone who refers, the roofing referral a free roof or a free trip, but they can reward them with fun gifts, such as gift certificates to stores or products. So something to think about there. And then there's a lot of programs that have a combination. It used to be that ambassadors would be on a separate platform and then you'd have an affiliate platform, but you can really combine multiple programs into the one platform with BrandChamp. And if there's any others, as I said before, any other types of programs, let us know and share in the comments of the webinar, because I would love to hear even more of what people are doing with their companies. So as I said, keep in mind, BrandChamp can support all these types of participants and any reward offering you would like to give as your program. If you would like, at the end of the webinar, I can show you some different areas in BrandChamp that could show the different levels or offerings with tiered structures. Now let's go over a few things about rewards and the programs that you're offering. Some of these questions will help you with the direction and possibly help drum up some creative and exciting rewards. Let's talk about what's realistic. What I mean by that is your budget. If you've listened to my webinars before, I will say I speak about budget probably in every one of them. And that's because at the end of the day, if you don't have a budget lined up for your program, you might run into some problems. So some areas to incorporate into that budget are, number one, of course, the software cost. Number two is the staffing. How much time do you have allocated for your program? And how much are you compensating for that time? Staffing includes and is not limited to your program manager, but also your creative team when it comes to creating marketing material for your ambassadors to share promotionally, but also for recruitment, maybe a social media strategist, and of course your engineering or tech contacts who can help you with any basic setups and troubleshooting. Rewards. This is the biggie to discuss today as it does relate to your budget. What rewards can your company afford to offer? And what are those rewards? For companies, product compensation, is the best route, whether it be product discounts or free product. While you still have to take into the cost of the product, is usually the best option budget-wise to reward ambassadors with product. Plus, it ensures the product is getting out in the world and being shared, hopefully. Cash commissions. Giving a percentage of sale or rewarding an ambassador or influencer with cash for activities is always a nice incentive. And while it's nothing out of your pocket, you are reducing your revenue dollars or overall income. So something to think about there. Ambassador swag. Ambassadors love swag. So if there's anything with your company's name on it, as well as a statement that the person is an ambassador, this will be an out-of-pocket cost to you. But there's many cost-effective swag companies out there that can certainly give you a lot of items for your dollar and please your following. Non-branded outside of company rewards, such as gift certificates to nationally known brands or gifts, that would draw attention. Free shipping. Shipping is probably the biggest pain point for both the ambassador as well as the company. And why both? Well, no one likes to pay for shipping on either side. So can you afford to offer free shipping as part of a reward? It's a big out-of-pocket expense, so think about the numbers. For example, if you have 100 ambassadors and all 100 redeemed a free shipping reward, that could range from usually $9 for your base reward, base shipping amount, possibly up to $15. So you're possibly looking at a minimum of maybe $1,500 a month out-of-pocket shipping expenses. So something to think about, because it's always great to say, I'd love to give free shipping, but then you see what the cost is at the end. So let's take a look at your base, your program participants, and gauge what you think would work best for them. Why did they join the program? What do they care most about? Also take into consideration how quickly you would like to offer your base rewards. Does it benefit your company and the participants to have some instant gratification rewards versus point accruals, or maybe a combination of both? And I'll get into that a little more detail shortly here. Finally, keep an eye on your rewards each month or quarterly. It's important to keep these things exciting, because if you don't, good chance your ambassadors will start falling off the communication spectrum with regard to participation with the program, sharing on social media, and even interacting with the program manager. It is a rewards-based program, and if you don't change things up, think about it. How many of one item can someone use? What can you add to the mix to keep them engaged? Which takes us to the next slide. All right. Now, my experience, I find that each level of program or program participant type definitely has a pretty defined expectation of rewards. All right, let's start with the ambassador. The big question is, why are they an ambassador? Guaranteed it's because they love your product or service. They love what the company stands for, its core values, maybe the organizations it represents and works with. Whatever it may be, they want to share it with their friends, their family, and following so they can understand and experience what they do. With that being said, the ambassador in a product-based world wants more product. They want free product or at least discounted product. They want to show off the company, so they most likely also want branded product and or swag. Whether it says ambassador or not, they want it. I do see a big push for ambassador branded gear, as it's a pride thing, to be able to show that they represent a company or a brand. And it's also a great conversation starter of what I usually hear people say, well, what does a such and such brand ambassador do? What product is that for? Get an ambassador talking about a company they love, and they will sell you on it. In addition to product, as I said before, shipping is always a pain point for the consumer. Many times they'll take free shipping over a discount, even if the discount is better. Think about that, but always keep your budget in mind. Other rewards they may love, which I have seen with some brands, is partner brand gifts. For example, maybe your apparel company has a partner, that is a brand with accessories, or your supplement company has a partner brand with apparel. Get them on board and see if they'll throw a bunch of gift certificates your way, or better yet, a discount code. The ambassador can then work to unlock that discount code for this other partner brand just from doing an activity. Plus, it's always nice to add some out-of-brand gifts if you can afford it in your budget, such as online retailer gift cards or companies that are well known around the country, such as coffee cards. Next up, the influencer. Well, what constitutes an influencer in your program? Well, you probably have a contract with them based on the number of followers they have, as well as their engagement. Your contract probably states that they'll post, how they'll post, what social media you will share of them, and there's probably a fee associated with the contract in addition to commission, cash, as well as product seeding. We would all love to have a big influencer on our side, but be prepared to have that budget ready for product seeding, maybe a fee, and definitely the commission based on the sales they bring in. But the beauty of the commission is the more they sell, the more money you make. So commissions are amazing when they work for you. The affiliate, typically commission-based, and that's it. They want cash. Affiliate programs are driven by the cash they are bringing in, and from there, where are they going to place your ads? Whether they be text or images for their ads, they will place your ads higher on their site the more money they bring in and you pay them. So think about commissions. What percentage will you be giving to your affiliates? And definitely give them seasonal incentives with higher commissions during holiday times or brand product promotions. With our tiered structure with BrandChamp, you can offer a variety of commission structures, and they can even be set up for temporary times for instances like that. Many affiliates, their programs where the standard commission is 8%. But let's say during Black Friday, you're going to give them a big incentive of 12%. So you set forth that commission structure. And finally, referral participants. Many times referral programs are just that. You refer someone, you get a reward. Referrals are usually cash-based, more cash if a sales comes out of the referrals, or even gift-based. You can offer up some really nice gifts based on your budget to truly incentivize them to share, post, email, text, you name it, to get referrals. As I said before, many times a referral program comes with companies that have big price offerings, such as home improvements, dealerships, online service offerings for finances, travel agencies. Many times there is not a product to seed them with again and again, so thinking outside the box will help with this one. Take a look at your demographic. Who is doing the referrals and what would appeal to them? So I've gone through some statistics I'd like to share with you from analyzing rewards over many customers from the start of 2020. This data was pulled from just over 70 customers, and I came up with the top 15 rewards from these customers for the 2020 year so far. What was interesting to find was that the top reward overwhelmingly was a welcome gift. The welcome gift seemed to be the key to get the ambassadors into the platform and receive something relatively quickly based on the type of activity was requested of them. Some were as simple as fill out your profile. Others were more complex in having to complete a number of tasks, then receive the welcome gift. All in all, this was a top contender, and welcome gifts usually consisted of free product with a very nice dollar amount to spend on the site, or a big discount to their company. Others included ambassador swag, t-shirts, magnets, stickers, truckers, etc. So keeping in mind that something as simple as that welcome gift, whether it be a big dollar amount or just a nice little thank you for joining our program, was a very big contender as far as top rewards. The rest included, based on point accruals, some activity rewards, free product, no brainer. Everyone loves free product. Store credit, I give you $25, you can spend it on my site. You can also spend it with a minimum purchase. So different parameters were set on that store credit. Percentage off. Give an ambassador 50% off, that's pretty awesome. 75% off, still all they're doing, at least they're paying for the cost of the product. Non-brand gift certificates, that was next up. I see a lot for Amazon, for Starbucks, for other, even big box stores that people can go to easily. Free shipping, that was a big one. So it is working for people to use free shipping as their rewards. And an interesting one was adding a new element of cashing in your points for a sweepstakes entry. So cash in 25, 50, or 100 points to be entered into this sweepstakes. And those sweepstakes for the brand was usually some pretty nice gifts, but kind of a fun way of incorporating, some rewards into your program. On a side note, I just want to say cash was not listed in that group. And I think because the majority of our customers giving cash rewards is referral based, with orders coming into their e-commerce site based on links and codes, which takes us to this slide. Finally, how do they get their rewards? In BrandChamp, we give you a variety of ways for a program participant to receive a reward. So brand champ activities are the core of this. Activities can be point or cash based, but activities can also be instant reward based, called activity rewards. When using the activities to gain points towards a reward, the ambassador has to reach a certain point level to win or cash in a reward. This can be a quick process depending on your point structure, which is why we at Brand Champ always recommend having some type of low-hanging fruit rewards that they can cash in pretty quickly, even if it's a sticker or a magnet or a $5 credit. Then have your bigger ticket items for a higher point accrual. When they cash in one reward and see the benefit, they will probably work towards more. Just keep them exciting though. Activity rewards are a favorite of mine, as they are the quote unquote instant gratification reward. This means an ambassador completes an activity and boom, they get a reward. No waiting to accrue points, no cashing it in, they get it right away. This is common with the onboarding of ambassadors, such as asking them to fill out their profile information, sign a terms and conditions or acknowledge it, maybe follow the brand on Instagram or put their referral link in their bio. There are lots of ideas you can come up with to give them instant access to a reward. Welcome gifts and product reviews are big activities for this. Write a review, get a free product allowance for another product to try out, and review that again, and so on and so on. So that is really awesome for ambassadors. If you have something, whether it be even in the supplements world, try this supplement, and now you do a review, you get a reward to try another supplement. Do a review, and you can do the same thing with apparel. You can do the same thing with accessories. You can do the same thing with many aspects of your companies. So, of course, there are the rewards of referrals in which the ambassador, influencer, affiliate, or the referrer will reap the benefits of an order placed or conversion of a referral link. Brand Champ gives you the ability to have your program participants share codes and links to drive traffic. From there, you can assign commissions of these conversions to be points or cash based. Cash is a great addition because your activities are most likely reward based with product or discounts or other gifts. So, what's even better, if you have a tiered system with some of our plans, growth and up, you can customize your commission structure by giving some tags and tiers to a select percentage over another, or points to ambassadors and cash to your influencers. There are so many ways to cook this up for your program to make it a successful, revenue increasing brand awareness platform that can really be tailored to all participants. So as we conclude the webinar piece of this hour, I want to wrap this up by saying you can create a very successful and engaging program for your participants. No matter what level of program you have with your program, probably exposure and revenue. Take the time to review what you really want out of your program, the exposure and the revenue, and really customize your reward structure to be an exciting piece to your program participants, because they will keep coming back, promoting more, and probably bringing even more participants to your program. So with that, I want to thank you for your time today. And I'd like to remind you that if you are interested in managed services or any of the plans on Brand Champ, if you're new, a new customer, a returning customer, we have some incredible upgrade deals, sign-on deals. So certainly get in touch with me for managed services, or Kyle, our sales guy, and he and I work together in managing customer success. We would love to help you further, your platform and your program. So with that, I'd like to open this up for comments and any questions you may have. There's usually about a 15-second delay, so I will kind of hang out here to see if anyone puts any questions in the Q&A or the chat section. And if anybody has any reward types that I have not discussed in this, in this webinar, I would love it if you added, any questions or comments that you may have of what you do with your platform. How are we doing out there? Any questions? Ah, got a question. What's your favorite reward you've seen? Oh my goodness. That's a tough one because there's so many good ones out there. Um, I have worked with a brand before. Okay, there's two kind of rewards that I really like to see out there. So I learned a lot from the first program I ever worked on and grew. And our ambassadors would get a product allowance every season. And I used to just give it, every 6 months, they would get their product allowance. And I never asked them to do anything for it. It was a great reward. But what I ended up doing was making it an activity reward. I wanted them to announce that they were an ambassador for the program. And as soon as they did that on Brandchamp and I approved the activity, boom, they got their product allowance. And for us, it was always very exciting because usually it meant the new season of product was there. Another brand that I have worked for, what I really love doing is getting the most popular products of their line in that ambassador's hand. And so as they're accepted into the program, again, this goes along the lines of the welcome gift that you sign up, fill out your profile, and you get a welcome gift to spend on the website to get to get the product. And we would limit it to certain product because we wanted that product shared out there. And so I love doing that. But then I've seen other companies do some really incredible rewards, like someone's doing airplane vouchers, someone's doing an Apple Watch. Those are very high dollar rewards. But anything to get the product in the hands of your ambassador and incentivize them to share on their social sites, to me, is one of the greatest rewards to give them. Next question. What are some of the biggest rewards you've seen a company add to the reward section? Yeah, that is just what I mentioned. I've seen lately some airplane vouchers, which I thought was really cool for that. But that also went along with some of the sweepstakes. I have seen someone talk of the Apple Watch as with a referrer program. You bring in so many referrals, you're going to get that. So then I've also personally done some pretty big dollar amount rewards to really incentivize people to get on there. And those dollar amounts, though, have always been in product for ambassadors. Next question. Is there a process you recommend for managing idle ambassadors? Oh, absolutely. Because you will find there's always going to be a percentage of idle ambassadors. It kind of goes with every program, which it just happens. And so what I do is, and I speak of this a lot because I am really big on communicating with my ambassadors. Whether I've given them product up front or if they work towards product or whatever the reward system is. The point of this program is that ambassador programs, influencer programs, affiliates, refers, they're marketing programs. And you need to have a really good balance between you and your program participant. So I will usually manage this a couple of ways. I will start and filter out my inactive ambassadors. I will tag them and I will send them a message with checking in with them, being, kind and understanding that we all have some things going on in our lives, but just letting them know that we're still there, making sure they're getting our communications, and is there anything we can do to help jumpstart their ambassadorship with the program. If I don't hear anything, and I will typically give them like 30 days from there. If I don't hear or see anything from them, I will then typically send them a one-on-one email and let them know we'll probably be deactivating your status within the platform because we do have people waiting to join. I may have spots open or I may not, but I'm not going to hold up a spot for an ambassador who has joined and done nothing. So a couple things that could be why they're idle. They could be a little intimidated by having to be accountable. They are unsure of how to use the platform, which it's always great to give them little demos of the platform because it's super simple from the end user. But also something may have happened to them in their life and they might need to take a break. So I am a huge advocate of communications. I'm even on the level now where some of my programs, I am communicating with direct Instagram messaging because I find that it is much quicker. And that usually, kind of jumpstarts anyone if you're going to message them directly that way. Next question. What about swag? What are the most popular and most redeemed? Swag, definitely t-shirts. Ambassadors love to show off their swag in a tee or a hoodie. Or even a raglan kind of top. I think those are super popular. With some of my programs, trucker hats are very popular, but even something as simple as a sticker that I could put on my water bottle or my laptop or a magnet that I can put on my car. And it really kind of depends on the program that you are an ambassador for. I mean, you can even do keychains, stationery, but I know that if I'm an ambassador for a brand and I want people to know about it, I know there's a big car company that I've run into ambassadors before, and neck gaiters are a huge, because neck gaiters can be used for anything, really. I mean, it goes back to what was Survivor. Survivor started the buff or the neck gaiter where you could use it for a series of different things, but to have your company's logo on a neck gaiter, and especially also with COVID, a lot of people are wearing those, as their face coverings. So kind of shows off your brand. So to me, those are, and they have sunglasses, things like that, but also ones that are kind of a little more quality that they just won't get dumped. Because swag can be of different levels of quality. But those are some of the biggest ones: tees, neck gaiters, truckers, stickers, and magnets. All right. Anybody else? These are great questions. I'd love to know what anyone else is doing for their rewards that they may want to share with anyone in the group. Have I not tapped on ones that maybe some of you are having some success with that you are seeing with your ambassadors? There's so much out there. I've brought up to some brands to think outside the box of just, getting out of potentially, or not getting out, but adding on some non-brand rewards. Amazon gift cards are huge, and you could always do Walmart gift cards as well. I'm not promoting Amazon. Any big box store, or like I said, coffee shop or tea shop, or athletic stores, just something that really they see that in their rewards catalog, and they're like, oh, that's awesome that they're doing that. But also, that's something you need to really keep in mind, what your revenue is and what your budget is for your ambassador program. Any other questions here? Has anyone added some new ideas to their reward structure? And one thing I'd also love to know is if you are a current Brand Champ customer, if you had been using the activity rewards where you have that instant gratification, because I always think that that's a really great way to get your ambassadors engaged. And sometimes we don't realize that we can use that activity reward, or anything else, using the multiple tasks within an activity to access the rewards. Like I said before, in an activity, you can do up to 4 tasks. And in order for them to unlock a big reward, or like I said before, getting a partner brand, that's always a big deal. Get a partner brand to join you in doing some type of reward system, because then that's a win for both of you, and that partner brand is starting to get some exposure. All right there. Well, if I do not have any more questions, I will go ahead and wrap this up today. Again, the handouts are available for you of the slides that I put together. And then once we get this webinar kind of edited up and ready for publishing, we will put this on the Brandchamp website so you can come back and review it. My email is up on the screen, noelle@brandchamp.io. I am in the managed services division as well as the customer success. So even if you don't need managed services, I am there to support you every month. You always get an hour of support time with my team. So I would love to just, do some exploring with you. If you have any questions about some aspects of the platform, reach out to me. I'd love to have a video chat so we can go through your platform. And then for anyone who is a new customer or a current customer that's on this webinar, definitely contact Kyle at brandchamp.io, because he has some incredible deals for onboarding and upgrading and just helping you make the most out of your platform. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining. I love talking about this stuff. And like I said, shoot me any emails if you have any questions about anything with your program, and I would love to talk to you about it.